Okay, so Tobimajestic. So at this point, I've been blocked. I've been replied to. I've had my reply retweeted. So I think I'm qualified to speak on this matter. First, we'll talk about how I found Toby. Like a lot of people, I found Toby's page, Toby's YouTube channel, off of her Creepshow art video, which was a very good video. But the problem with those videos was that it kind of portrayed her as a sort of a voice of reason. And so for people like myself who subscribed off of that image of Toby, it's just kind of odd to see how poorly she handles controversy that involves herself. So for her first controversy, I wasn't really involved in that at all. That was before I subscribed. I don't really care about it, but I will touch on it real quick just so I can bring that into this one. So the first part is that she had something going on Twitter, which prompted her to make an 18-minute rant video, which didn't perform well. People were hating on it. You had response videos about it, and she eventually took it down. So again, that's all that I need to get out of that situation. It was just it's a controversy that involved her directly, not just her looking at somebody else, and her response to it wasn't well. And she deleted her response to it because apparently she realized that wasn't a good thing, or that she was going to catch too much flack. And it was just, she didn't come out on top, right? So she has a precedent for making a video response to a controversy and getting flamed for it, right? So there would be a bit of that can act as a bit of a deterrent from making another controversy video that involved herself. So right off the bat, we have a reason why she would be hesitant to post a video on the yaoi situation, considering before she even posted it, she posted two posts about the video, and they caught hella flack on the YouTube community tab. It wasn't like it was neutral. Like the average, like there were very few people who just flat out agreed with her. Like the average, like the bulk of the comments on both of these posts were saying something, were saying either I gotta disagree, as a gay man I disagree, I can't, this ain't it, or you would have the okay, well, I don't think yaoi is bad, what is bad is XYZ. So there are people who say that they just flat out disagree, and there are people who say that, okay, I don't think the tag yaoi is bad, but there are bad aspects to it. But there's nobody just on your side just saying, okay, there's a much smaller amount of people who just agree with what you said wholeheartedly. So that could be another deterrent from making a video that is about an opinion that your fan base, right off the bat, 500 comments on two different posts are saying that it's not going to perform well. That can be a deterrent from making such a video. My first exposure to the situation was about a little while after I subscribed. I saw a 2-day-old post about the video, the very first one, talked about some after this commentary video, I'm going to make this video about this, and there were some people who were even urging her that this video, not only is it just a bad idea, but it will make her look bad if she posted this video. But she was being very dismissive, very you must be an SJW, oh, you don't matter, being very dismissive of these people and saying things like, okay, they're using crutches instead of arguments. And I found that weird because, here I am accusing her as using her dog as a crutch or a shield for her argument. But anyway, well, no, because it wouldn't be for her argument. It would just be to escape the public eye or something like that. But yeah, it wasn't a good look. So I figured, okay, well, what I'll do is, things seem a little crazy, so I'm going to make, I'm trying to get into YouTube anyways. I'm going to make a response video to her video, kind of trying to be the voice of reason between the upset fan base and her actual video, because I was a fan of Toby, but I knew that her video was not going to perform well. So I wanted to be somebody who was there like, okay, calm down, guys. Let's hear her out. But that was after her video was going to be posted. So I was sitting around preparing that video, and then she made the other post about haters better buckle up and all that stuff. And for some reason, I got the vibe that, okay, it's been a week. You're not saying that it's almost done. You're just saying buckle up. So from there, I kind of got a feeling that she wasn't going to post the video, but it was very slight because she still made a post about the video. So I still felt like she was going to post it, but I acknowledged the possibility. At that point, I acknowledged the possibility that she would not post the post. So I started to prepare a different video, one called We're Still Waiting. This video would be basically asking Toby what's going on with this video that we're supposed to have, because it would be weird for her to just randomly not make a video that had controversy and never address it. So I was going to post this video exactly 1 month after the first post had aired, which was like July, I don't know, 12th or something like that. So I was waiting to post it. But then what happened is, when it was getting closer to that time, we got the news that her dog got sick. And I'm like, okay, well, now I have to give her a pass because, I'm not going to sit there and badger somebody about a video when the dog is in a situation. But then I acknowledged the possibility that her dog could be used as a sort of a deterrent, as a bit of a deterrent, because it was just in time to find another topic to keep it off of the yaoi situation. So I wasn't closed to the idea that her dog may not have been sick, or maybe her dog was sick a while ago and passed a while ago. Well, I didn't know about the passing, so let me stop getting ahead of myself. About a week after that post, like it was very fast. Like a week after that post, we got the update that the dog had died. Again, rest in peace, buddy. But it was kind of fast, so it just kind of gave off the vibe that, okay, I subscribed for the Creep Show art video, right? And so I've never seen this dog. I don't have any verification that this dog was alive 2 days ago. So the dog being sick and dying all within a span of a week, it seems a little rushed to me. So I wasn't closed off to the idea that maybe the dog died a month ago, but she didn't want to talk about it. But now that it can be used to get her out of a situation, she tossed it in here. Now, again, I'm not willing to say that as my main thing. I really do think at the moment, now I'm open to that possibility, but for right now, my reservations are to assume that the dog did get sick and the dog was put down within this week span. It was just, a coincidence, but I do believe that it was capitalized on to get out of the yaoi video. So I don't think that, I'm open. Like, again, there's a chance that this dog already died, because, again, for someone like me who subscribed for the commentary stuff, like there was no indication of the dog being around at this point in time. So I have nowhere to look to see if the dog's still around, because, again, her Twitter is just a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to look around Twitter for 3 years to find some random obscure post about her dog being alive, and all that good stuff. So it was a little odd for me, but again, I'm willing to believe that the dog was alive. But yeah, so that section took a little bit too long. A quick note, it is weird how people were saying that I'm trying to be like light, or that I'm being pretentious, or I'm trying to act like I have such a high IQ on Twitter. But as I told them, if you actually heard me speaking, I don't sound like I'm trying to be anything else than what I am. I'm not that good at speaking. So, well, my speech isn't exactly that fantastic, but I know how words work, so I use words that I want to use. It's not me trying to come off as pompous or anything like that. It's just, those are just the words that I use. As you can see, I'm not that great at actually speaking, because I have this mumble, I have this stutter, so I don't know where that came from. But either way, I'm going to move on with the video. So I saw the video a little bit later about her dog passing. I'm like, okay, here's the video about her dog. So sooner or later, I can start looking for and expecting the video about the yaoi situation. But at that time, I was really busy with my work, because I just got rehired at my old job that I left a while ago. So my schedule was being taken up again. So I didn't watch it. It wasn't relevant. Maybe if it was 3 or 4 minutes, I would have watched it. But 36 minutes, there was no way I was going to watch that video when it had nothing that I wanted to see inside of it. About 3 days later, I go back to look for any updates of the yaoi situation, and I didn't see anything. So I started to backtrack her community. Her community tab page, and what I saw was a post that was used to announce her dog video. And so the post that was announcing her dog video also said that the dog video would contain information about the dropped videos. Instantly, when I heard dropped videos, or videos that I won't be continuing, whatever she said, you got the vibe that I knew that the yaoi would be one of them. and I knew that I would have to look for something going on around when that video was mentioned, because I knew that something was going to be pulled. And it was already odd that she put them both in the same video, considering those are two unrelated topics, because that kind of brings up a whole muddling thing that maybe she's going to use this to kind of sympathy bundle them up, so that way if you talk about one, you get lambasted as if you were insulting both of them. So I was wary of this, but again, I got my homework, watched the video. So I opened up the video, 36 minutes. I wasn't watching all that. So I skipped the last 4 minutes to when she actually addressed the situation that I was interested in. And for the first video, like Ben the something, she was talking about, how he's a pedophile, all that stuff, basically just saying that, he's a terrible human being. Next was some dude who she just said, what was a bit of a beta cuck, all this good stuff, he just, don't worry about him. And then when the yaoi video came, her tone changed. It was kind of like, kind of reminiscent of when you have a sensitive friend and you insult them, you make a joke to them, right? And then they don't want to come off as offended, so they take all the emotion out of their voice, so that way they don't risk the chance of sounding extra offended, so they have a very flat tone. And this is the type of tone that she adopted when she was addressing the yaoi situation. So I found that I wasn't surprised by it, but it was something worth noting that her tone did drop, as if this was something that she didn't want to talk about particularly. And so when she mentioned it, basically all we got was, there's nothing wrong with yaoi. I enjoy yaoi. And then immediately after, jump cuts to, oh, I held my dog while he died. And I'm like, that little bundle right there, I was like, hold up. It seemed like I already feared that this video was going to be a sympathy bundle, but to just smash those so close together to where you're like, okay, there's nothing wrong with yaoi. Oh, but I held my little precious dog while he died. Oh, rest in peace. Guys, don't forget this video is about my dog. I'm just mentioning this for no reason. I don't want a response to this, but I'm going to put it in this video anyway. So this is the only thing that you can respond to, but I don't want to hear a response about this in this video, even though this is the only place where that information exists. But I don't want to hear it because my dog died. So, guys, that's it. So because I knew right off the bat that anyone who would mention this video would be, insulted. They would be told that they're not being sensitive, they're a piece of shit. All this stuff about not being a good person. So I read the comments, right? I read the comments, and then I saw how all the videos were about the dog. There wasn't a single comment that wasn't rest in peace the dog. Now she posted a post later saying that a comment was on her video that was being condescending, but I didn't see that comment when I was scrolling. So again, it's there because she posted it, but I didn't catch it when I was scrolling through the first time. Also, after I read all like 112 comments, it wasn't that many. I rewatched the video I tried to watch the video again. So I watched from minute 1 to about minute 13, 12, around 12 minutes. And then I got randomly called into work. So I left work, and then I came back, and then I rewatched the entire video. So I did watch the video a time and a half, but I did watch it in 2x speed because I wasn't going to watch all that again in regular speed. So I did watch the video. The next thing I'm going to get into is, because I was wary of this being a sympathy bundle, what I did was I prepared a meme that was an edited down version of my thumbnail, as not to make it so obvious that I was making a video. And then I sent it to Twitter real quick just to see what I would get out of it. It said something like, I don't know how to feel about this. And then the post said, in the ads, haters better buckle up. But in the actual video, we got, oh, there's nothing wrong with yaoi. Did I mention my dog died? And that meme basically summed up the way that I felt about the response that we got, that we waited a month for. And so I posted this so that I could harvest Toby's response and then add him to this video for, I guess, extra extra depth. And you delivered, Toby. So let's see the results real quick. First, you replied. You said, "Me either. You're just as messed up as she is, trying to imply that I use my dog's passing to get out of stuff. You're disgusting. Thanks. And I don't know what the thanks was for, but that was a response that I'm not surprised that I got this, but hey, she got the point of it, so I guess that's good enough. Then she shared my reply. Retweeted because this is Twitter. She said, "What's my dog's name exactly?" And I found that first part very funny because it's not like I can reply while she's typing. I'm like, okay, what's my dog's name? Buddy. Exactly. What? Wait, what? And that whole thing. So there really was no thing. There really was no merit to that first part. And plus, for her to ask me what her dog's name was, would to be assuming that I didn't know it. And the only way that I can make that meme is if I saw the last 4 minutes of her video that was titled, "I love you, buddy, rest in peace." So for you to reply to a meme that I made about your video and then assume that I didn't see the thumbnail or the title, it's very ignorant. There's no way to, dance around that. It shows a complete lack of thought before you made a retweet, just acting out of emotion with no type of rationale. So the next part of it was, shut your mouth, don't talk. You don't talk that disrespectfully about other people have lost. And I think she was trying to say, don't talk disrespectfully about other people's losses. So, there we go for that. And then she said, your mother didn't raise you right. And here, okay, I guess that's a point. The shut your mouth part is irrelevant because we're adults. You're not just going to have that much of authority over me where you can just tell me to shut up and I'm going to listen. That's just emotion. The second part is a point, and your mother didn't raise you right. It's just a brain dead type of insult that you toss out when you have nothing else to say towards somebody. So I'm not really concerned about that bit. The next part I'm going to get on to is the response. Oh, and also I was blocked. So that's very interesting that you would ask me what your dog's name was and then block me. Next part is Nezzy Monster. Yes, that. Okay, so Nezzy Monster was the other person who had that issue with. Also, when I was replying to him, well, his name is different on Twitter, so at first I didn't even recognize him. And I'm saying he because, patriarchy and all that good stuff. Yeah, anyway, his reply was, this video was solely a tribute to her dog, not the yaoi video. As was said multiple times, you're disgusting. And I replied, congratulations, you stated the absolute obvious. I wonder what else a video titled "I love you, buddy, rest in peace" would be about. It's like you're stating the obvious, and I clearly have read the video title. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got a hold of the clip in the first place. And now he's like, okay, you're the one who brought up the yaoi video. I mean, you were the one who brought up yaoi in the first place, genius. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. So I had to reply, something like, okay, yeah, again, I know what the video was about, but feel free to attack the low-hanging fruit that is my meme again and again. I was saying how it served its purpose already and that replying to him didn't add any value to me or to him. And I was saying that if his high horse needed to be shinier or something like that, then I can keep on replying, but there's no need. There's nothing that I can do. So after I basically ended the thread right there by saying there's no need for me to reply to you, I'm only doing it, if you need your high horse to be higher. Afterwards, he was like, never mind, I'm not wasting my time replying to somebody who chooses to purposely be a piece of shit. And I'm like, well, I already ended the conversation, or should I say I ended my involvement with the conversation. So for you to try to come in afterwards and act like you were the one who was being the bigger person and saying, okay, well, that's the end of this thread. It's ineffective because you waited until after I already said that there's nothing that I can gain from this conversation. So I don't know what that was trying to accomplish. So yeah, as you can see, my assumption that this was set up to make it so that anyone who had an issue with any of the videos that she dropped would just be attacked for being insensitive to her dog. And I really don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I guess it kind of worked. It's just a shame that there's somebody like me who would just make a reply to it anyways, just to, I guess, stir up the pot, as people would assume. But it's just, honestly, if you're going to boast about, how great your video is going to be and how everyone who disagrees with you is irrelevant, and then something bad happens to you and you don't make the video, you're still not excused from what you were saying and how your fans felt about it. You just, you made everybody upset, at least a lot of your fan base, and then you had one thing that was supposed to come out of it and you didn't deliver, but you expect everyone to have sympathy for your dog. I don't think that's how the world. I don't think that's how the world works. And again, rest in peace, buddy. No disrespect to your animal, to your dog. But of course, you're not gonna believe that. You're gonna post something like, "Oh, this dude trying to act like he actually cares about my dog after he just insulted him when I didn't insult the dog. I insulted the person who owned the dog. Well, I pointed out criticisms to her. But yeah, so she had a very bad take of the yaoi situation, a very bad take, and she swept it under the rug in the same video that was addressing her dog, and I don't know how I feel about that at all. But yeah, that's my take, Toby. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had somebody watch it and relate it to you, because I know you don't like TED Talks, even though you gave one. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and please excuse me being borderline ununderstandable, because I'm very bad at speaking. Don't forget to drop a dislike, a comment telling me how much of a piece of shit I am, how insensitive I'm being to a dog, and maybe you'll get a part 2. Who knows? 5 million dislikes and we'll get a part 2, guys. 5 million. Make it happen.